Life has a way of breaking us open when we least expect it. One moment everything feels safe, predictable, even comfortable, and then suddenly, life throws something at you that leaves a mark you'll never forget. At first, it feels cruel. It feels unfair. You wonder why this is happening to you, why it has to hurt this much. But here's the truth. Most people never realize until years later. Those moments that hurt the most often become the moments that shape you the most. They are the moments that turn you into someone you never thought you could be. Today, we're going to talk about 6 harsh lessons that leave scars, but also make you unstoppable. If you've ever felt like you're walking through fire right now, this is for you. Lesson 1. Pain is a better teacher than comfort. Pain is the teacher nobody asks for, but everybody needs. We all love comfort, the warm, soft feeling of knowing what's going to happen next, the predictable rhythm of days that all look the same. Comfort feels safe. Comfort feels easy. But here's the problem. Nothing grows there. Comfort doesn't stretch you, it doesn't challenge you, and it doesn't change you. It's pain that does all of that. Pain is the alarm clock that wakes you up and says, "This can't go on like this." Something has to change. Think about the moments that shaped you the most in life. Were they the calm, easy, happy days? Or were they the nights you couldn't sleep because your heart was breaking? The times you felt humiliated, rejected, or completely lost? Those are the moments that forced you to dig deeper than you ever thought you could. Pain has a way of breaking down the old version of you so that a new, stronger version can rise in its place. The truth is, pain is not just an obstacle. It's a message. It's life's way of telling you that you're on the edge of transformation. When everything feels comfortable, we stop questioning things. We settle. We coast. But when pain enters the picture, suddenly you're paying attention. You start asking bigger questions. Who am I really? What do I want? Why am I living like this? Pain forces you to stop sleepwalking through life. It forces you to face the truth. And yes, pain is unfair. It feels like punishment when you're in the middle of it. It feels like life is out to get you. But years later, when you look back, you often realize that pain was the turning point. It was the thing that gave you courage to leave a toxic relationship, to chase a dream, to take better care of yourself, to finally speak up about what you need. Comfort would have never pushed you to do that. There's also something about pain that creates humility. It softens your heart. It makes you more compassionate toward others because you know what it feels like to hurt. People who have never been through pain may seem strong on the outside, but often they lack depth. Pain gives you depth. It gives you character. It gives you wisdom that no book or teacher could ever give you. Pain also teaches patience. When you're hurting, you want the pain to end right now. You want answers right now. But pain rarely works on your timeline. It teaches you to sit with yourself, to feel everything, to process, to grow roots. And that process builds resilience. You become someone who can handle more, who doesn't break as easily the next time life tests you. And here's the beautiful part. Pain is temporary, but the strength it gives you stays with you forever. That scar becomes a reminder that you went through the fire and came out alive. The next time you face something hard, you'll look at that scar and say, "I survived that. I can survive this too." Pain builds a kind of confidence that comfort never can. So when life hurts, when you feel like everything is falling apart, remember this. Pain is not here to destroy you. It's here to build you. It's here to strip away everything that is holding you back and reveal the version of you that is capable of more than you ever imagined. Comfort may feel good in the moment, but pain will give you the strength and wisdom you need to become unstoppable. Lesson 2. People leave, and that's a blessing. One of the most painful lessons we ever have to learn is that not everyone is meant to stay. People you love will leave. Sometimes they walk away on their own. Sometimes they drift slowly, almost without you noticing, until one day you realize they're not in your life anymore. And sometimes they are ripped away in ways that feel cruel and sudden. No matter how it happens, it always leaves an ache. When you lose someone you care about, a friend, a partner, a mentor, it feels like the world has tilted off its axis. You replay memories in your head. You wonder what you could have done differently. You question yourself, wondering if you drove them away or if you weren't good enough to make them stay. That kind of pain cuts deep. It feels like rejection, like abandonment. But here's what most of us don't see until much later. Growth is a filtering process. As you evolve, as you start to change your values, your priorities, and your vision for your life, some people simply won't fit anymore. It's not that they're bad people. It's not even that you've outgrown them in a condescending way. It's just that your paths no longer align. And if you tried to hold on to everyone, you would stay stuck where you are, living a life that's too small for you. People leaving is painful, but it's also necessary. It's like pruning a tree. It feels like loss, but it's what allows new growth to happen. Every person who leaves your life creates space for someone new, someone who will understand this next version of you, someone who will match your energy, someone who will walk beside you in this new chapter. If everyone stayed forever, you'd never meet the people you're meant to meet in the future. Sometimes the blessing doesn't feel like a blessing right away. It feels like betrayal, or heartbreak, or grief. But over time, you start to see that their leaving gave you something you couldn't have gained otherwise. Maybe it forced you to become more independent. Maybe it gave you the courage to step into the unknown. Maybe it showed you who was really loyal and who was only there for the easy parts of your life. And then there are the people who leave not because they choose to, but because life takes them away. That kind of loss teaches you something too. It teaches you to cherish the people who are still here. It reminds you that time is precious and that you should love deeply while you have the chance. There's also something incredibly freeing about realizing that not everyone has to stay. You stop begging for attention. You stop chasing people who don't see your worth. You stop twisting yourself into someone you're not just to keep them close. Losing people teaches you that you can survive without them, that you can stand on your own 2 feet and still keep going. And here's the truth that might comfort you right now. The right people never truly leave. The ones who are meant for your life will find a way to stay. They'll grow with you. They'll weather the storms with you. They won't disappear just because things get difficult. The ones who walk away? They were never meant to carry the weight of your future. So when people leave, don't see it as the end of your story. See it as a turning point. See it as life gently removing what no longer serves you so that you can step into something better. Yes, it hurts. Yes, it feels lonely. But one day, you'll look back and thank yourself for letting go, because it was only by losing them that you made space for everything you were meant to find. Lesson 3. Failure is the price of progress. Failure is one of those words we've been trained to fear since childhood. From the time we're little, we're taught that failure is bad, that it means you weren't good enough, smart enough, talented enough. We learn to associate failure with shame. We hide our mistakes. We pretend everything is fine. But here's the thing. Failure is not a sign that you're weak or incapable. Failure is proof that you're in the game. It's proof that you're actually trying. Every single person you look up to has failed. Not once, not twice, but countless times. They've been rejected, laughed at, told no, told they weren't ready. They've launched ideas that flopped, chased dreams that didn't work, trusted the wrong people, and made costly mistakes. The only difference between them and the people who stay stuck is that they refused to let failure be the end of the story. They treated it as part of the process. Failure is not a stop sign. It's a detour sign. It's the universe saying, "Not this way. Try again." It's not punishment. It's information. It's feedback that teaches you what doesn't work so you can figure out what does. Every failure carries a lesson, and if you listen, you get smarter, sharper, and stronger. The truth is, failure hurts because it bruises your pride. It exposes your vulnerability. It forces you to face the fact that you're not perfect. But that's where the growth is. Those bruises are where your character is built. They teach you humility, patience, and persistence. They teach you to get back up when it would be easier to quit. Think about a baby learning to walk. They fall over and over again, and no one calls them a failure for falling. We clap when they get back up. We celebrate every wobbly step. But as adults, we forget this. We expect ourselves to get it right on the first try, and when we fall, we think we're done. But failure is just part of learning to walk through life at a higher level. And sometimes, failure is actually protection. Sometimes the door that slams in your face is saving you from something that wasn't right for you. Sometimes the relationship that falls apart is clearing the way for one that will actually nurture you. Sometimes the job you lose is the one that was keeping you from building the life you really want. You don't see it right away. In the moment, it just feels like pain. But later you realize it was a redirection. Failure also builds resilience. The first time you fail, it feels like the end of the world. The second time, it still hurts. But you know what to expect. By the 10th time, you've developed thick skin. You learn that failure doesn't kill you. It teaches you. You become braver. You take bigger risks because you know that even if you fall, you can rise again. The scars you get from failure become your strength. They remind you that you've been through worse and survived. They become stories you tell to inspire others. They become wisdom you carry into every future decision. So when you fail, don't hide. Don't run from it. Don't let shame make you give up. Sit with it. Learn from it. Use it. Because every failure is a stepping stone. Every failure gets you closer to where you're meant to be. Progress isn't built on perfection. It's built on persistence. Remember this. Failure is the price you pay to become who you're meant to be. If you failed recently, that doesn't mean you're behind. It means you're on the right track. You're moving. You're learning. You're becoming unstoppable. Lesson 4. Not everyone will support you. One of the most painful realizations you'll ever face on your journey is this. Not everyone is going to cheer for you. In fact, some of the very people you thought would be your biggest supporters may be the ones who stay quiet. Or worse, the ones who subtly root against you. And it hurts. Deeply. Because we all crave validation. We all want to feel seen and celebrated by the people closest to us. But growth has a strange way of revealing who truly has your back and who doesn't. When you start changing, when you start making bolder choices, breaking old patterns, and chasing bigger dreams, some people won't know how to handle it. They liked you better when you were predictable, when you stayed in the box they put you in. Your growth will make them uncomfortable because it reminds them of their own stagnation. Sometimes their lack of support is obvious. They roll their eyes when you share your goals, they dismiss your achievements, they make sarcastic comments or try to drag you back down. But sometimes it's subtle. It's silence when you expected applause. It's a friend who changes the subject when you share good news. It's family who never asks about the thing you're working so hard on. This is where you face a crossroads. Do you shrink yourself to keep their approval, or do you keep growing even if it means walking this path alone? The truth is, you cannot let someone else's discomfort become the ceiling on your potential. You cannot put your dreams on hold just because it makes someone else feel insecure. It's natural to feel hurt when people don't support you, But you have to realize that their reaction says more about them than it does about you. Their jealousy, their criticism, their silence. It's not about your worth. It's about their own fears, their own unhealed pain, their own belief that they could never do what you're doing. And yes, it can feel lonely when the people you love don't celebrate you. But this lesson is powerful because it teaches you how to detach your self-worth from other people's opinions. You start to rely less on applause and more on your own inner compass. You stop asking, "Do they approve of me?" and start asking, "Does this align with who I'm becoming?" Eventually, you realize that not everyone needs to understand you. Not everyone needs to clap for you. Some people are just meant to be witnesses to your journey. Not cheerleaders, not mentors, not partners, just witnesses. And that's okay. This lesson also teaches you to be intentional about who you keep close. As you grow, you'll start seeking out people who inspire you, people who push you forward, people who are genuinely happy when you succeed. You'll realize that support is not something you should have to beg for. It's something that flows naturally from the right relationships. And here's the beautiful part. Once you stop depending on universal approval, you become free. Free to take risks, free to dream bigger, free to show up as your full self without apology. The opinions of those who don't support you will still sting sometimes, but they won't control you anymore. So when you notice people pulling back, criticizing, or staying silent, take a deep breath and remember, you're not doing this for them. You're doing this for you. Their reaction is not a sign to stop. It's a sign that you're stepping into a version of yourself they never expected to see, and that means you're on the right path. Lesson 5. You must learn to stand alone. There comes a point in every journey where you realize no one else can walk this path for you. You can have support, encouragement, and advice from others, but at the end of the day, the hard choices are yours. The late nights are yours. The risks are yours. And the responsibility for your life is yours. This can feel incredibly lonely at first, like you've been dropped into a wilderness with no map and no one to guide you. But standing alone is one of the most powerful lessons life will ever teach you. When you learn to be okay with your own company, you discover who you really are. You stop looking to others to tell you what to do or who to be. You start making decisions that feel true to you, not decisions that will please everyone else. Solitude can feel like punishment at first, especially if you've spent your whole life surrounded by noise and distraction. But over time, it becomes a sanctuary. It becomes the place where you hear your own voice clearly for the first time. And when you find that voice, it becomes unshakable. Standing alone teaches you resilience. It shows you that you can keep going even when no one is clapping, even when no one is watching, even when no one understands. And when you come out of that season, you are no longer the same. You are stronger, more grounded, more confident in yourself. So if you feel isolated right now, don't rush to fill the silence. Don't run back to what is familiar just because it feels safe. Trust that this season of standing alone is shaping you into someone who will never have to beg for approval again. You will know your worth because you found it on your own. Lesson 6. Discipline is greater than motivation. Motivation is wonderful when it's there. It feels like fire in your chest, like nothing can stop you. But the truth is, motivation is unreliable. It comes and goes. Some days you wake up inspired and ready to go after your goals, and some days you wake up tired, drained, and just want to stay where it's comfortable. If you rely on motivation alone, you'll quit every time it disappears. Discipline is different. Discipline is steady. Discipline is showing up no matter how you feel. It's doing the work on the days when you're excited and on the days when you want to give up. It's the quiet choice you make over and over again, even when no one is watching, even when no one is cheering. At first, discipline feels hard. It feels restrictive. It feels like forcing yourself to do something you don't want to do. But slowly, discipline becomes freedom. Because every time you choose discipline, You're building trust with yourself. You're proving that you can rely on you. You're proving that your future matters more than your temporary comfort. Motivation might get you started, but discipline is what gets you results. It's what turns small, daily actions into massive transformation over time. And the best part? The more you practice discipline, the easier it gets. It becomes part of who you are. So stop waiting for the perfect mood or the perfect moment to start. Stop waiting to feel ready. Instead, build the habit of showing up. Your future self will thank you for every hard choice you make today. Discipline is what will carry you through when everything else fades, and it's what will make you truly unstoppable. Look back at these 6 lessons and notice something. None of them are easy. They all hurt. They all challenge you. They all demand that you let go of who you were so you can become who you're meant to be. Pain pushes you out of comfort. People leaving forces you to find yourself. Failure humbles you and teaches you. Lack of support teaches you to stop living for approval. Standing alone builds your strength. And discipline shapes you into the kind of person who can actually handle the life you're dreaming of. The truth is, most people will spend their lives avoiding pain, avoiding loss, avoiding failure, avoiding discomfort. And as a result, they avoid growth. But you are different. The fact that you're here, watching this, means you are willing to face these truths head on. You are willing to walk through the fire. You are willing to become unstoppable, even if it costs you comfort, relationships, and the person you used to be. So don't give up. Don't quit now. Keep walking, keep growing, keep showing up. Because everything you're going through is preparing you for the day you will finally become everything you were created to be. If this video spoke to you, make sure to like, subscribe, and share it with someone who might need the reminder today. Until next time, take care of yourself and keep walking your path. Thanks for watching.